mad to this day at the NBA for making the damn trade for Kwame Brown and Pau Gasol. Come on, guys. Reason with me on this. How in the hell you make a trade?
And then he goes on to ask, how the hell you make a trade for Kwame Brown and Paul Gasol and all this? This ain't fair and all this other stuff. Just out the blue. Got these white boys snickering and kickering. I'm somewhere chilling, minding my business. I'm not living with regret like this punk. This nigga around here trying to rewrite history and put himself next to Kobe. This fragile knee, fragile back, ahi tuna jelly spine punk that played with Yao Ming and some of the best point guards you can find.
Hey, I've said it before. T-Mac was my favorite player, but I'm not a worshiper. I can tell the truth. My dad used to call T-Mac with the broke back to troll me. That should tell you something about T-Mac. My dad used to say T-Mac with the broke back. Because like Kwame said, the man was always hurt. So to compare yourself to somebody that we saw go out there and shoot free throws on a torn Achilles, we've seen hurt his finger, get his finger put back in place in the middle of the game and go back out there and play.
He'll stub his toe and fall out. Nobody don't want to tell you the truth, Tracy McGrady. You soft. That's why you an old nigga that retired that's living with regret. Don't try to put yourself up next to Kobe. They traded Vince Carter for your soft self. You get there and every other 2 seconds you hurt. So how in the world can you even compare yourself to somebody like Kobe when Kobe can have a damn near a broke shoulder, dang near ankle that he could barely put a shoe on, and Kobe was playing for something bigger than himself, you soft back punk?
Dog, I remember my dad showing me an article that T-Mac wasn't playing that night because they were playing in an arena that had a hockey, a hockey court? I don't know, whatever they call it, a hockey court beneath it. And because it was too cold, the cold weather would cause T-Mac to have back problems. And so he couldn't play.
Nigga, Kobe would have a swole up knee, broken rib, and he gonna play because he playing for his legacy. He playing for that kid in the stand that he wanted to inspire. You ain't never play for that, punk. You ain't never play for that, and that's why you ain't never win. You want to sit up here and snicker and kicker about somebody else like you was somebody great. You was a goddamn naturally God-given talent that didn't work, you punk. And when Kobe got around you, he zapped your energy. He even said it. You were one of the most offensively gifted players he'd ever played against.
But the guy that always gave me the most problems actually was Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady?
Yeah. Tracy McGrady, man. Tracy McGrady with his, he had all the skills and all the athleticism, but he was 6'9".
He even said you gave him problems in one-on-one. But guess what he said about you? Even he said you were lazy. You would get hurt in workouts. Nobody even touching your soft self. You getting hurt and cramping up and passing out in workouts. But you want to compare yourself to Kobe.
Boy, they should have left Kwame Brown alone, boy. He was quiet for 20 years. Y'all should have just left him alone.
Kobe, now that he dead. Why you ain't compare yourself to Kobe while he was alive so he could talk about some of them workouts y'all had where he'll make you quit? Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about when you and Bean used to work out together? You want to call him your brother. That Bean would make.
And that is the truth. Like, I'm not somebody that says that just because Kobe died, you can't say things or have an opinion about Kobe or something. But like, you guys would have never said this stuff when he was living because he would have cooked you guys. He would have responded in ways you couldn't because he could have did the. And when you got a bunch of people who never won championships saying all this if and fifth and shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff, you know you wouldn't have been able to get away with that if he was alive.
You quit. Would make you say uncle. And now you want to compare yourself to him now that he can't defend himself. You little crybaby. You want to rewrite history. Well, if I was, imagine Kwame Brown saying that. Well, if I was to trade places with Kenya and went to play with Jason Kidd where I could use my athleticism and just run and jump and dunk and then post up, and not play with Gilbert Arenas, I would have been in a better position. Not play with Michael Jordan. You think I wouldn't have won? You don't get to do that, you crybaby. You not like that. You not in that status. Were you a hell of a player? Yes. Could somebody chuck you in the back and rattle you? Yes. Could they get physical with you and you quit? Yes.
Hey, he was not. Look, he not lying. T-Mac reminds me of Paul George, where Paul George is a great talent. He can go out there and get you 40 or 50 on any given night. But game 7, tie game going into the fourth quarter, no, sir. You're not cut like that. When they need a big game from you, when they need a big quarter from you, you wasn't cut like that. You just wasn't. In January on Martin Luther King weekend, head-to-head against you and Kobe, yeah, you may score 40. Kobe may only had 35. But when it's playoff time and both of y'all team needs y'all to come through in this game or in this quarter, you're not cut like that, bro. You wasn't.
You had team after team and chance after chance, and you never stepped up to the plate. So it don't matter if you would have had Shaq. Shaq would have got hurt in the final. You would have got hurt right behind him. Tell the truth. Soon as Shaq would have got hurt in that finals that Kobe took over, you would have got hurt right behind him. Soon as it was your shining moment, the nigga would have tapped you on the back and you would have fell out like you was dead. They would have had to come get you with a stretcher. You'd have been laying face down on your stomach. You want to sit up here and talk about somebody now you dead, now that they passed away and they deceased. You niggas want to talk. You supposed to be Tracy McGrady. You've never seen a superstar talk like this about another player other than a soft, ahi tuna, jello belly guy like Tracy McGrady. The NBA is a fraternity. You've never seen guys get up here and joke and play about another man's. You know how they say don't kick somebody while they down? They was calling me bust all over the world. So in y'all opinion, in y'all eyes, I was down. When have you ever seen a superstar player in the league talk about a player like this punk? You don't see Kobe doing that. When Kobe spoke about me, he didn't talk like this. This is a punk that ain't never been around me. And if he had been around me, I guarantee you he wouldn't have said no shit like this. See, this is what I don't like. These guys will give you the illusion that this is how they talk to me in public. That's the only thing that I don't like. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here in front like I walk around like I'm some bad fee-fi fum guy. No, I don't. I walk around like I'm just a silly big joker. I don't bother nobody, and nobody don't bother me. That's how I walk around. That's the honest truth. But a guy like this will see me and act like he don't see me. Or he'll speak and get the hell on. Like, that's why I can't stand these niggas. Unprovoked, out of the blue, this is how you talking. And then when I clap back, it's, oh man, you tearing another brother down. Niggas like this are clowns to me. Now, watch what happens for him to prove that he a clown. This just shows that he's a clown. Look at him now.
You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like,
no. Hell no, you can't carry the Lakers to a championship, punk. Look at you. You're a lazy eye and you're soft. You can't carry no goddamn team to no championship.
T-Mac, we watched the 2005 NBA playoff games against the Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks. You were up 2-0 going home, and you lost. 07.
This is my team. How far we go is riding on my shoulders.
You told Stephen A, if we don't get out of the first round, it's on me.
It's on me. If we don't get out of the first round, it's on me.
Wait a minute.
If we don't get out of the first round this year, it's on me.
You were up 2-0 in that series against Utah, and you lost. Could you have possibly maybe won one ring? And you said lead. You wouldn't have led the Lakers to nothing. Shaq would have been the leader of the team. Could you have possibly got one maybe in 02? Maybe. You damn sure ain't getting 3. And you wouldn't have led the team. Because in 02, if it wasn't for Kobe attacking the basket the way he did against the Spurs when Shaq was struggling and Duncan was, I would say, dominating Shaq, because y'all would say Shaq was dominating him if the numbers were the other way. But go back and watch that. I don't know if you would have relentlessly attacked the basket like Kobe did. In 01, I don't know if you would have showed up as well as Kobe did in some of those games. Even in 2000, they went 5 games, and everybody know back then, 5 games in the first round was basically 7 games today. Kobe dropped 30-something in game 5 to put the Lakers over the Kings in their first run. We don't know if you would have did that, because I've seen you fold time and time again in the big moments, not take over when you should. Passing.
You ain't carrying no team out the second round. I ain't gonna show this on camera, but you ain't carry a team to the second round. But all of a sudden, we gonna talk championship. At least get to the finals. I can see if this took a team to the finals and got close and then just couldn't get over the hump. Nigga, you ain't get close to winning no championship, and nobody.
Bingo, amigo. You ain't get close to even winning a finals game, and you sitting there saying, man, if you put me on the team with Shaq, I would have, like, you didn't even make it to the second round, dog. End of the day, man, we got to stop with just trying to rewrite history. Some people were good and some people were great. T-Mac was very good. You weren't great. You had all the tools, you had all the athleticism, you had all the ability. But like I said, fourth quarter, game 7, tie game. There's a reason why LeBron is LeBron. Kobe's Kobe, Jordan is Jordan. People like Bird were Bird, Magic Johnson was Magic Johnson. Is because even Allen Iverson, who never won, you just didn't have that extra gear that Kobe had. It ain't had nothing to do with you not playing with great players. Because it ain't no way in hell anybody's going to convince me if I put you on the Lakers in 09 and 10, any version of you, that they're going to win the championship. You're not going to convince me those teams were that loaded that I could swap any version of you out with 09 or 2010 Kobe and they win it. Because you was a good player. You just didn't have that heart. I'm going to put a link in the description for Kwame Brown. Shout out to Kwame Brown. Y'all can check him out at Bust Life. And let me know what y'all think about that. Am I tripping, or was T-Mac better than what I thought he really was? Or is he just trying to rewrite history?